so easy. I'll be showing you how to convert this into this. My name is Kibet Studios and this is our episode 8, learning consistently in Davinci. Stay tuned, and this is what we are just going to do. One of the things without wasting a lot of time, so this is our flat footage, and we'll be just trying to take it in a very procedural way and very simple indeed. So what I always consider just to do it at first is considering converting the image or the video into RAW 709, and that is what I normally do. And I use the color space transfer in and color space transfer out. Consider this: when you're just converting your image, you need to just know where your image was shot on, which like camera was used to just shoot on your video. That is could be easier for you to convert or for the system to interpret to RAW 709. So this is from Sony come out S-Log3. So I'll be doing conversion according to Sony S-Log3. So I will just go to my effect panel over there. Then under the effect panel, what I will do is very simple. I just say something that is called color space transfer. If you even pop like a color, it will just pop out there. Then hold and just drop it in the color space transfer in. So in the conversion, it will just give you some option. So the first option will be the input color space, of which is a very simple one. This one you will change to, for me it is from Sony. I will go to Sony come out. This is it. Just click the Sony come out. Very simple. Input camera is Sony S-Log3. That is the input camera. I will go to Sony S-Log3. Simple like that. See this brief introduction only in 2 clicks, and something that is happening you cannot even believe. Let me show you what happened there, and you will see a very big difference, actually a big difference. So this is our flat image, and to this point, that is what conversion means. And we are not done with the conversion. There is a lot of magic still happening over there. So you will come to the output color space, of which it's a very simple one. Scroll it down until you find a place that is written the Davinci come out. So white come out. Just choose Davinci white come out. Don't worry about the conversion. I see you see some changes over there. Like, are we going back to the place we were? No, we're just heading forward to the output camera. It's very simple. Just scroll a little bit and just come to Davinci intermediate. So beautiful. So at the end of the day, you are done with the color space transfer in. So we are just going to color space transfer out, of which it is here. Consider keeping the color space transfer in at the beginning and color space transfer out almost at the hand side. And after you have just done the color correction and everything, keep it in between. And what you will consider to do is go to the color space transfer out, drag the color space transformation and to hit again. So it will give you the same it will pop the same page. What you will have to consider also here is be careful when changing. When it was shot on Sony, we are done in the color space transfer in. This is color space transfer in. This is how I change it. For my opinion, I always go to Davinci come out. Oh, sorry, let me check. I always go to Davinci intermediate. Why is it like, okay, I'm sorry, I was not just seeing the input color space, that is why. So go to input color space, scroll a little bit and just go to Davinci white come out, and then from this input camera, scroll into Davinci intermediate and just keep it in Davinci intermediate. And then input color space, it's on RAW 709. That is not a lie, RAW 709. And then the output, I think you're seeing the changes happening on the screen. And then on the output camera, you will just choose the G camera 2.4, whatever you want, 2.4, 2.2, any that you want. But for me, let me play with I love this one, like 2.4 is good for me. And that is a very simple conversion from the color space transfer in to color space transfer out. I want to show you what it happened from the color space transfer, from only conversion. The results that we get from the conversion is there. It's a very amazing and wonderful. So the next thing that we are going to just deal with here is exposure. Be very careful here, be very attentive also. Just when just playing with your exposure, it's like you're playing with your eyes. So the ISO, what it always control in your camera is it control the amount of light also, as well as taking care of the noise of the image. So one of the things that I can consider here to see is I want to just reduce a little bit amount of light, because what I can see here is we are just going for a cinematic look. That is why I want to just reduce the exposure, and this is how you do without affecting anything. So you just come to exposure here and then right click, just not right clicking even, just pick the node and then come to this place. Make sure you convert into waveform. After converting to waveform, come into these three lines over here, click it, and then make sure you are on Y and the colorize is not activated. So after that, you just come to the ADR waves. It's a very simple one, and then you just come to crop pulse. In crop pulse, try to play with exposure, see what's happening here. So all the exposure and a little bit, just drop a little bit, not that too much. Like, I mean, we need to just get some details a little bit in the image. I'll show you this. See the before and see the after. You see, like, that cinematic look is starting to just pop out. So wait a minute. So at the end of the day, you will still need the light back. You understand the point? So after just dropping a little bit at that point, what I will do, I'll come back again to the primary color wheels. Under primary color wheels, make sure you are on primary color wheels. Then consider just lifting a little bit to see what is happening. Yeah? We always say less is more. Consider this, because at the end of the day, we just need less. And I think with me to that point, everything is absolutely coded. See before and after. You see some click happening, you see some changes. That is what we are going for. So under the white balance, again, be very keen here. Just pick the white balance node and come to a point whereby the same point where we were, click it. Under this page or this place, you will just choose the RGB, and then this time round, because we are just playing with colors, this is red, green and blue, consider activating the colorize. That is it. And then just come to this place, take the qualifier here. The purpose of taking the qualifier, we want to check the excess which image is for excess here, that we can just control in just bringing now the, I mean, like, it's like we are just switching to the whole mode of the image right now in the white balance. So that is it. So what we will do is play with your qualifier here. When you are playing with your qualifier here, please consider just looking at the waveform, what is happening in the waveform. Apart from looking the waveform, we will consider also going back to the vector scope to see how we have just balanced our image. But before doing that, let's just play with the science that is happening in this place. So from here, I can see there is a lot of reds. Actually, from the view of everything, reds are on top. So what does it mean? We will have to play with these reds. It's either we reduce reds or we just increase the greens. So what I will do, I will consider coming to my camera here. I play with camera honestly because it does not distract with the skin tones. That is what I love about camera. So one of the things I will consider to do here is I will come to camera. Let's see if we play with green, what will happen. In a simple way. Okay. I think I have an option. Let us just remove the effect there, take out the effects. Let's play with red. Let's just reduce the reds actually to see what's happening. Okay. Something is okay. This is wonderful. Actually, this is amazing. This is so wonderful. See, the moment we realize that there is a lot of red in the image, and that is the moment we just look for a solution. It's either we increase the greens or either we play with the reds a little bit to just calm down. And before we did it, the image was looking like this, but see, after with just completely 3 nodes, we are very far. See, number one, we played with the color space transfer in. Let's just look at where we have just come from, and we have to clarify and see the point where we have just come from. So number one, we have to play with color space transfer in and color space transfer out, of which we did, and it just produced this amazing conversion to ROG 709. At the end of the day, we will consider to play with the exposure. See the results, how it was just amazing. And then as we're tuning in color grading, we have to just build a system that we are flowing with this one, and this is what it happens. It's so amazing, it's so beautiful. So I think we are good there. What do you think? I love this move. So the second thing is we're just going to curve. For the purpose of curve, I will just be saying like this is where we had the contrast. We have to bring out the curve, play the part of gamma also. It plays the side of the saturation also, and this is not saturation actually, the contrast. I'm very sorry, the contrast. So we will try to keep our midtones there, and then a little bit. Let's say the mid is here. The mid, you see even it's affecting the mid. So midtones will keep it constant, and then we will try to just play with let's say shadows a little bit. We don't want to take it that too much, and like that is good. You see, sometimes there's some clips like you can play with only the shadows and something can happen. And these results for me is so amazing. But let's try to. We don't want to just keep away the light. Let's play with the midtone a little bit. Is it happening? Let me play with it here. See the difference. I want you to see the difference of what has happened. Sometimes I'm telling you like small amount in Davinci is more. See, before we just had the curve, and that is after. Everything is like, I want you to just take your eye to this point over here. Take your eye again to this over point here and check this, these objects. You will see what is happening there. See what is happening there. I love the vibe. So under saturation, there are many ways you can use to add your saturation to. You can add saturation to your photos, to your film or something. So one of the things you have to do when just adding the saturation is number one method. I always consider like if you have an image that is well balanced, just try to play with the HSV method. HSV method is the one that you will just right click here, then you will just come to the color space here, and then under the color space, not color space, you will come to this point of let me show you a little bit, this point of the color space, and then you will just come to HSV. Under HSV, you will just play with your you will activate your HSV. Let's just do it. We have to do it. Why are we explaining something that we are not doing? And then again, right click, and then come to this place that is called the channels. You will consider to switch off channel 1. Again, right click, and then come to the channel. This is the second time, switch off channel 3. At the end of the day, that is how to control something that is called the saturation. And then you will come back to this thing that is called the primary color wheel. Under primary color wheel, you can bump anything with gain, comma, and offset, but play it very wisely. So you will have to pump a little bit like this. You see what's happening? It's just bringing the side of the the only parts that need to be saturated You see, it's a clean one actually. We can prefer this one, but I'll show you another mirror and we'll play with it again. You see what's happening? It's not affecting the image. That is how you can just take control of. And saturation always break every image. If you don't take it to this line of using the HSV method, it can destroy it. But for me, there is a trick again that I actually use, and this is the one. Let us just see the before and after. It's playing a very nice game. I mean, it's a top-notch one. This is the code one for professional, but there is another one that I always say, if you can play with this one, try this one. So I will try to just reset the node, and then I will reset. If you want to check this method I've been using in my previous video, you can just go and just confirm in there, because we are right now, I think this is episode 8 of our videos, because go check it there, go check it there. There is a lot of videos we have been learning over there. So under saturation, let us just reset. We have seen like HSV is playing a very amazing role in hiding the saturation. So here is another method. I'll go with this one, and then let us just reset the node. Just come here under this point, come to this point of the RGB mixer. In RGB mixer, play it very well here, because you will consider to pump red. Let's just play to, I think 140 is good. Let's play with 140. No, 140. Actually, why is it not just, let's play with 139. So consider pumping the reds over here, pump also the greens to 139, same like that. Well, to this 139. Then come to blues, also do the same thing with blues, 139. That is super amazing. So you see a little bit, if you compare the other one with this one, I think for me all are the best method, but I prefer the HSV. Okay, that is it. Let's move on. So under this saturation, I will have to control the excess of something, or what I have, I should have to just pop it out. So look at this. I'll come to this point over here, and then under the boy, I will be considering to select the boy. So I will come here to the qualifier, and then the qualifier, I will select the skin tone like this. Considering selecting the skin tone, press shift and H, and that is, you will see your selection. To perfect your selection to only affect the skin tone, just try to play with the width to position where the I mean, like where your skin tone fall into. See what is happening. You see, we are only selecting the skin tone. I think with that, to that point we are okay. So see the point where we have the skin tone here, and we have a skin tone here. So at that point, I think we are okay with it. And then let's see if we can expand this the selection. You see the saturation, how the saturation is so wonderful. And then again, we will scroll a little bit, come to the denoise here, and then in the denoise side, a little bit we have to pump the denoise, and be very careful, because I think that is good. With me, that is good. It's super fine. Let's see what's happening. Press shift H again, and you will see what is happening. That is so beautiful. You see, that's just refine our skin texture and everything, and our image is like, see, everything is actually, it's actually good. Under the background, we'll come to this background. I want to see something happening within this stuff. You see this, I think they are like is it a dragon or something, or what is it? I don't know what they are, but they are monuments, something of the sort. So select the monuments, and then press shift H to see what you selected. Try to just make a perfect selection by playing with the, you have to play with where the monument are falling into. So that is it. So try to bring it and cover all the rest of the things that are being that you don't want to be affected. This is how I play my selection over here. You see, you can check the arrow what is doing. So check the point arrow what is doing. And I think the greens are well selected, and there is some greens there. Consider that there is some greens in my eyes. I think there is, because the selection is not there. Let's try. So let's try. I think that is good. Let's just pump out the saturation. You see, when you lower the saturation, you cannot see anything, but when you just pump out like this, it will consider to just make a very nice selection. So please still bring it to the center. I saw something there that was, yes. With that is good. see how they are. And then the saturation will play a little bit like this. Under the saturation, again come to the denoise and then pump a little bit like this. We want to just pump a little bit like the denoise is not that too much. I think actually that is good. Press Shift H to check it and what is happening there. So you see the different, I mean, like everything that you play small in Davinci happens to be very, very big different. And then with this background, I was thinking like the yellow one was just affected by the skin and everything. So what do you think here? I think you can just go to flow from there. So this was for my correction in case I just do a mistake in this saturation control over here. I will use this point. That is why I kept it there. But for instance, right now I think everything is absolutely so amazing. So what we can do is, number one, we have two types of we are just going to add vignette, and we have two types of vignettes. We have the vignette in and vignette out. This is a very simple one, and then we will start with the vignette out. So vignette out, we will just come here, come to vignette out, and then we will select the node. Just come to the Windows. Under Windows, come to this cycle over here, and then activate the mask. Very sorry, before we activate the mask, just take your mask to a place where it can protect your subject, the main subject. So just press a little bit like this. Let's do like this, and then place at this position and try to just make it softer a little bit. When you make it softer like that, and then I think this is good. So press again Shift H to see your selection, and then at the end of the day we want to select the background. So what we can do is, this is it, activate the mask to select the background. So what we have to do with the background is, let me see, it's still affecting my subject. I don't want to affect my subject, I want to protect it. So at the end of the day, we have to just, reduce the attraction of the background to take the attraction to the subject. So I will come to my primary waves, and then under the offsets, I will just try to play with it a little bit to lower my offset like this. Also under comma, I will just try to play a little bit like this. Take it down small a little bit, and also in my left I'll try to bring something like this. I think that is so wonderful. Let's see, Shift and then H to see what has happened. See the before and after. We have to check the before. See the before, after, before and after. There is a little bit, we are taking the concentration on the side of the subject to the side of, we are taking the concentration from the background to the side of the subject. So see, after and before. I think we still need to just add a little bit of some, can we play with the contrast a little bit? So try to just be very watchful and see what is happening. So that's wonderful. Come back to the vignette in. What vignette in will do is we will be playing with our subject here. So it will be helping us to just play with our subject correctly, and then bring this vignette over here. At the end of the day, we want our subject to be visible a little bit, spread the featherness, and then very simple like this. And then we will just this one you will play with only comma. I love comma so much. So try to just pump out the comma like this. See how it's happening. Beautiful. See the after and before, after, before, before and after, before and after. That is so nice. It's absolutely so amazing. And I was thinking, if I didn't use this one, why don't we just put something here that it can just bring the attraction to our image? So what we can over there is what can we call this one? Let's add something that is called gradient. Gradient is very simple. So just come here a little bit. It's a very simple one. Select this triangle and just take your gradient to this point, and then try to just twist it like this. and bring it out like that, and then press shift H to see where it's affecting. At the end of the day, you will have to play also with the primary color wheel, and this is very simple. Come to primary color wheel, just come to cane. I'm very sorry, and then just come to cane, and then a little bit I'll tell you to just drop the cane, play with cane a little bit, and be very careful and wise. I think that is good for me there. To that point, that is absolutely amazing. So press shift H and see what is happening. The light that was so much attracted over here to just affecting the, the attractiveness of our subject has been finished. It's done. So we are in sharp. We want to make the image to be very sharp, and this is it. See, come to this point over here. It's called blur. Click it and just drop the radius, like can we play with 0.47? That is too much, a little bit. And then 0.48. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. The last thing is the lag. Whatever you will just like to play with it, play with it. I'll call this one optional. You just had something you're wishing to had. Just come to this point. We are just going to play with the film look. Under film look, this is one of my most favorite lights that I always say I will play with this one. I will just add to my subject. See this one, D65. Yeah, I think this is the best. This is the best for me, and I like it so much. So I will just hold it like this, drag, and I will just drop on my light. It's very excess, it looks very excess, but what we have to do when it is very excess, it's very simple. Just come to this point, and I like it when it's here. Just come to this point that we call cane. Under cane, this is what I told you, like you have to play with it to reduce the amount of the concentration in your image. See what is happening. The more I just reduce, the more you see the difference that is happening in and out there. You just go down until you see something beautiful is appearing. See, we're not fearing to just go back down. Just go back. Just go back down. Don't fear, because we are just trying to eliminate what we were not just checking at first. Still bring it down. We just need a little bit of it until even 0.2. 0.2 is good. So wonderful. Let's just leave at 0.2. 0.2 is good. So see the after, the before, and that is the after. The before and that is the after. Let me switch off the panel, and then you will see what's happening. Actually, I love this one. This is one of the amazing. See the before and the after. There is something that the lard brings. I think like it's the last ingredient. Have you ever been cooking meat and you're like, coriander is missing? This is what I can call coriander. So right now, let me just switch off all the notes, and then you will see where we have just come from. I'll start from the lard, and then I will switch off all of this, and then you will see how amazing color grading can just even make you to even feel creative and everything. That is how it feels. We did nothing there, but let's just switch off. So if you create your own procedure that you can just follow, understand how it works. Create your own procedure that you can just follow, understand how it works, and just learn how to control things. And I'm telling you, small amount of something in color grading is very excess. So at number one, we did the color, the conversion. We just converted the video to RAW 709, playing with the color space transfer in and color space transfer out, and the results were here. We were just impressed, like, can we just leave it here? But there were many things that we have to consider, like the exposure. I show you how to control the exposure not to affect the image. I take you through the white balance. That is where we just start taking our image into a film look. And then we just come to the curve where we play with our, we needed more contrast. I mean, I show you the different kind and methods on how you can just play with the saturation. And then we were just trying to just play with, I mean, like, we have to balance the saturation in the side of the man, this a boy, in the side of the, I mean, background again, and then in the side of the background too, of which we didn't do this one because it was affecting the skin tone. And then we just came to a little bit, we were to do some correction over here, but we just change it into, I mean, like, we use it for the gradient. And then we just come to the vignette in and vignette out, of which this was the matter fact about, we want to just bring our subject to be the one that is, I mean, attracting the eye of the viewer. And then under the sharpness, I told you we just use the blur to just control the radiousness. I'll show you again what is the blur, what blur does. See, the more I increase the number, the more I just increase the number of blur, let me just open it, the more I just pump the number high, the more it's blur. So sometimes when you just want to blur your background, it's another way. Use the windows to select and then do the vice versa in just blurring your background. So, but for instance, today we were not blurring the background, we were at 0.48, don't forget this one. And then the last thing was the juicy thing, adding the light. So my guys, I don't know what do you think about it, because just bringing something from this point to that point is a very big affair. Let me show you the after and before briefly, clearly in this place. So this is how it happens, this is what is happening. So let me just bring it a little bit to this point and then try to pump it here. So this is what actually the after and before means. You see how amazing color grading is? This is so wonderful. And my guys, if you're still there and wondering how can I just start this journey, we've started from episode 1 over there, just failing, up and down, and here we are right now. Things are just getting smooth. Join us and make sure you just consider to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that is what always keep me pushing all the time. So my guys, see you next time. Bye bye, peace out.